Hello Leos, it is AD with Chaos Tarot and I'm doing your December 2018 monthly readings. Thank you guys so much. Welcome, welcome. If you are new, welcome, welcome. If you are old, so happy to see you and your continued support. Few quick announcements. I am going to be doing a $15 6-card special for the holiday season, so be sure to email me. All that information is going to be in the description box below. Also, I did a really cool interview with the Peace Dealer. He does these things called Peace Talks, where he talks in interviews with people about spirituality and all this dope shit. And he asked me to be interviewed, and so I also provided the link for that in the description box below, along with my Instagram, the cards that I use, the crystals that I use, and all that good, yummy stuff. All right. So without any further ado, Leos, let's get into your reading. All right. Alright, Leo, so we just had the Tower card fly out. And I think maybe something's going on with your fire signs, because I also saw this card a lot in the Aries reading, alright? So with this Tower card, this means that the structures that you know to be there are now being struck down, right? And kind of making room for something else. But this is kind of sudden upheaval. And when I see this, this is something where there was a change, there was a shift that you knew needed to happen, but for whatever reason, you didn't act on it. And so now the universe has taken it upon itself to go ahead and strike it down, all right? So a lot of you guys are going to be experienced or have experienced recently some sudden upheaval, some change, some just structural shifts that have put you in like a new kind of way where it kind of feels like some of you guys, the rug was taken from under you, okay? But the thing about it, and anytime I see the Tower, it just welcomes a new energy. So just be mindful of that. Do not stay in like this frantic state where it's just like, oh my God, what happened? All that's happened is making room for something new. It's going to put you into a different place, possibly a more equitable place, okay, with the Six of Pentacles flying out. And then we have the Chariot at the bottom of the deck. So this is a quick divine thing. It's really teaching you to put your yin and your yang together and learn how to move forward like a warrior, right? And put you on like this divine path, okay? So here we have the Five of Pentacles. So some of you guys have been feel like you've been left out in the cold, abandoned almost, or you've done that to someone else, and then their energy's coming through, right? But the thing about the Five of Pentacles, even though they're struggling, baby, and they're really like trying, scraping at the bottom of the barrel, right? They're right in front of a church, so there's charity, there's equitable situations here. There's people that you can go and help and ask. This is definitely a phone a friend card, or you can continue to hobble in the snow, or you can come in, to a more charitable, to like an already established structure. So just be aware if you're feeling like you are in fact abandoned or alone. There are resources, right? Okay. I wasn't going to take it, but then I saw it. Alright. Oh, boom. Okay. So, a lot of you guys, look at this. The Two of Swords. So, there is a beckoning to combine heart and mind. Like I said, the yin and the yang. But there's a refusal to do so, right? But there's progress that needs to happen. There's a procession. Some of you guys are questioning if you're going to cut out this devil character, all right? Could be dealing with the Capricorn, but more so you're dealing with somebody who you feel tied to, who you feel bound to, somebody who, this could be a toxic relationship, can be very, very sexual and very, very primitive in a way, but not in a healthy, fun way, if that makes sense. It's like in a where somebody can use materials to loom over you. But the thing about it is they're chained to one another, right? But they're not chained to him. So there's a freedom here. But look at this refusal to move. And this is maybe why the Tower has come, because there's been a refusal to move. There's been a refusal to act, Leo, for whatever reason. This woman is choosing to be blindfolded. These people are choosing to stay under this control, but the chains need to be broken, okay, in order to move, right? And so then death came out right under it. So there's a closing of a cycle. There's an ending of a cycle and reemerging as like this beautiful, you know, transformative butterfly in a way, right? So... but there's been a refusal to do this. So now with the Tower card being the first thing that popped out, it's out of your hands, Leo. A lot of you guys are just going to be kind of flung out of this situation, and starting anew. I'm not particularly sure why you felt chained or held back by it, okay? Right, Alright, so the underlying energy we do have is the Hermit, okay? And this is followed by the Two of Cups and the Six of Swords to the, you know, Nine of Pentacles. And then we have the Eight of Pentacles coming after it. So a lot of you guys have gone inward. This energy is going inward. Now remember y'all's last reading. And so some of you guys broke away from that person, or, you know, or you were forced to break away from this person. But there has been a breaking of a partnership, and a lot of you guys have chosen to go inward and focus on work rather than focus on another individual, okay? And so with this Hermit card being here, this is very much a inner guide, going into your inner self, going in, getting in contact with your spirituality. Definitely could be dealing with a Virgo, but more so just really going in and finding this light. You know, you've taken some time away after this upheaval, what I'm imagining, taking some time away to really get back in touch with yourself, because a lot of you guys lost yourself within that double connection, okay? And the thing is you're working because you want to transform, and you are in the process of transforming. But right now, some of you guys are, you know, your mains are, you know, you're tending to it, you know, you're tending to yourself, you're licking your paws, you're licking your wounds in order to come back and be that bright light, but you're just not there right now from that being the underlying energy, okay? Then we have the Wheel of Fortune. Oh, awesome, beautiful, as the heart of the reading. So there's divine change. The Two of Wands as the underlying energy or foundation. The Three of Swords, boom. That's exactly what I was talking about. To the Hanged Man, boom, again. And then the card of advice is the High Priestess, okay? So, interestingly enough, the High Priestess popped up for the Aries reading too. So some of you guys could be dealing with an Aries. But like I said, I feel like fire energies have just gone through this change, you know, have gone through like this emotional change where they're really asking to go inward at this time and really focus it and get in touch with their higher self. Could be connecting with the Pisces. There's two Pisces energy here, okay? So with the High Priestess as your card of advice, you're doing, if you've taken some time to step back and really look and analyze the situation and learn how you're going to move different in the future, you know, make different choices in the future, then you're right on track. You're doing the right thing. So with the Hermit being paired with the High Priestess, you know, these are both solitary cards. You know, these are people who have taken their time out of the limelight and have really gone inward and focusing on spirituality, focusing on higher guidance. Ugh, this retrograde is kicking my fucking ass, y'all. Like, Mercury is in complete Gatorade, and I am sick of it. Like, sick of it. Sick. Anyways, but back to the High Priestess. Guys, this is like really asking you to just really get in contact with your spiritual self. Pay attention to numbers. Pay attention to dreams, okay? Especially if you're feeling lost. I don't know if lost is the right word, but most of you guys who just are like, man, shit really hit the fan, and I know that I can't do that again. So there's a lostness in the life. I know I can't make those choices again. I know that I can't be that girl anymore. I can't be that guy. I can't make those decisions anymore. But I don't exactly know what to do moving forward, okay? Because again, we have the Wheel of Fortune. So the good news is Spirit is going to help you out. This is divine intervention that's going to put you on like a whole nother path. And it's going to happen relatively quickly, if that makes sense. Like, this is a wheel that's going to spin, and now things are going to spin in your favor, okay? Because you're going to be an active participant in your happiness. You're not relying on other people to make you happy. You're not relying on attention. You're not relying on a lot of things that normally maybe in the past you might have, but now you're really focusing on inward in your inner peace, okay? Or just focusing on getting in touch with spirit. And from there comes an inner calmness that you may not have experienced before, right? And so with the foundation being this Two of Wands, look, there's a whole world in your hands and you're not exactly sure what to do with it. So there was kind of stagnation. There's a lot of stagnation within these cards, okay? So there was something, like I said, I don't think that you guys were active participants in your happiness, and now you're being forced to. Excuse me, because the thing that you thought made you happy has been taken away. Is kind of what I'm imagining. And this could be, you know, when you see the Devil card and the cards that it was surrounded by, this might have been in the form of another person. This could have been in the form of addiction, you know, things like that, where it's like there's a really focusing on reevaluating. You're turning your back on the situation and looking, how can you move forward with the best strategy and game plan? Because a lot of you right now are feeling very heartbroken, okay, with this Three of Swords here. Again, could be third-party situations, but there's a heartache that's happened. There's pain that's happened. Pain that you may have even fought through, right? With this with these Three Swords here. This is something that has been there for a long time. These might not even be fresh wounds, but it could have reminded you of some past traumas that you've had, or you're currently, you know, going through traumas right now, and you're very, very heartbroken. And when I say heartbroken, it's more of a disappointed, you know, there's a feeling of, I could have done something else, I could have done more, or I wish I wouldn't have done that. There's a feeling of regret, but never regret. Just know how to make a different choice in the future. You know, just know if you're presented with a similar situation, because God presents the same test over and over and over and over and over again. The universe they have time all the time, right? To fucking make sure that you learn the lesson that you were supposed to learn. So with that being said, there's no need to stay in this state of like, oh my gosh, I failed myself, or oh, I feel like I failed this other person, or man, these people failed me. There's no need to stay in that state, okay? But there is a sense that you do need to take a step and go inward, right? With this Hangman, there's stillness here. There's some stillness that needs to happen, because you got to know, how are you going to move forward, all right? You know, the same thing with Aries. They had a very still reading. There's just not, I don't think that there's a lot of movement happening right now. I think that I think that it'll start moving and it'll pick up quickly. But for right now, for December, I just see it kind of being like one of those months where you're just like, what am I doing in the new year? Because you're going to be a whole new bitch, a whole new nignog when that time comes, when this wheel starts turning. You're going to be on a totally different space. And so right now, it's just asking you to go inward and observe. Take note of the people around you. Take note of your friends. Take note of your work. Take note of everything, and just look and observe and really focus on being in the moment, all right, is really what I'm getting. Be in the moment. And then when that moment arrives, where that wheel start turning, you'll know, okay, and you'll be prepared for that, right? So that's really what I'm getting here, okay? Leos, not a bad reading. This is absolutely not a bad reading. This is just a moment where, like, stillness speaks, you know? Stillness does speak, and it feels like you guys have come out of a very specific situation that dealt with a lot of toxic energies, a lot of, you know, chain being bound, and now you are experiencing a freedom, and this freedom has to start from within and then come out, okay? So make sure that you're doing that work. Make sure that you're doing that inner work so you can truly understand the abundance of freedom and the gift that really is. Because you guys, I don't know if you've had it for a while. I don't know if you've had it for a long time. But this is a gift. It's a blessing in disguise. Woo-hoo-hoo. We had quite a few cards popped out. I'll put them back. Shuffle that again. But I wouldn't be surprised. They all made sense, but it was like 6 cards. So I was like, eh. I was mad about those 2 cards that flew out. Oh, sorry, Leo. Alright. Like, Sorry, bear with me. Whoa. This retrograde has been kicking my ass with some stuff. I'm like, ugh. Yep, okay. This is what I'm saying. So we have fire pop out. Alright, and so with fire, this is your energy, okay? But this is one of those things where it came out with water. And so what I'm getting now is steam, okay? I don't know if that's scientific, but that's what I'm feeling. I'm feeling like steam is coming. Steam is boiling, all right? This is anger. It kind of builds to this. There's some anger that's coming up, that's creeping up, that hasn't been there for a long time. And it's affecting you emotionally, and you might be feeling like your fire is being put out, okay? But it's not. It really isn't. The moon also came out, right? And so this is Cancerian energy. And this is really another water sign, okay? And this is really going in and dealing with that subconscious. Things that you didn't necessarily want to deal with are cropping up. And this is just a time to really go inward and reflect, especially with the Hermit here, the High Priestess here, and the Hangman. It's a time to observe, and it's a time to ask yourself, how do these things make me feel? Like, what is it? Why am I feeling these things? Because you're going to need the fire energy. You're going to need this fire energy because, like I said, things are going to start moving, but you have to work on self first in order to truly receive the benefits of, movement, I guess. Alright, so step out of your comfort zone, alright? That's interesting. But I think, I said that's interesting, but it's really not. Because Leos are different. I'm a Pisces, okay? So, Leos are different. Leos are very much, I'm here, yes, in all the love. Like, my father's a Leo, so I'm absolutely here for it. But Leos like to be seen, like to be heard. And when they are seen and when they are heard, that is when they feel most comfortable, when they are, in fact, roaring, okay? So your comfort zone would be being inward. Your comfort zone would be not getting that attention. It would be really focusing on yourself and not how self is involved and interacts with other people, right? So this is a very interesting interesting energy because it's asking you to to go inward, right? Where most people step out of your comfort zone means, get out here, step out into the world. No, for you, it's asking you to step out of the world and really focus and focus in a way that you normally don't have to, okay? In a way that you haven't done before. A lot of isolation, okay? Is what I'm getting. And then, boom, here, expect a powerful change. Wheel of Fortune. Expect a powerful change. There are things that are moving, but you just have to be ready for it internally. And then you're very close to achieving your goals, Leo. Really beautiful reading. I understand how it will be uncomfortable, though. How this reading could be uncomfortable. Especially if you're coming out of a place. But, everybody has to take some time to reboot. Especially after coming out of such a traumatic and difficult experience. Don't sell yourself short by understanding how difficult this transition has been, okay? In the situation that you're coming out, you really need to take a breath and understand, like, wow, I was dealing with a devil character. I was really in a devil situation. I was really letting my addiction, my lust, my desires control me. I was living very, worldly. Not that that's bad. It's just, phases that we all go through. But understanding what that is, what that did to you spiritually, and getting back to where you want to be. And you get to set those standards for yourself, Leo. You don't have to listen to me and be like, oh, man, I was doing wrong. It doesn't matter. You set whatever standards that you want to set for yourself. But understand that you need to set those standards because the universe is going to be meeting you halfway, and they're looking at you like, well, what do you want us to do, right? And you have to be able to answer that pretty quickly. You're like, here are my goals. Here's where I see myself. Here's what makes me happy. Here's what brings me inner peace. That type of energy, all right? And so we had empathy fall out. And this could be empathy for others, but, you know, picking up on different energies, right? And so we have a lot of empaths here with this Pisces energy here. This is being super empathetic, putting yourself into other people's shoes, understanding where they're coming from. But I think it's putting yourself into your shoes and having empathy for yourself and, your situation as what's happened, like I was just saying. And then look, we have patience, okay? Patience, and then we have wisdom at the bottom of this deck, which I absolutely love this combination because with patience comes wisdom. And like I said to Aries, they're just in a really still moment. There's just not a lot happening, Leo. There's just not a whole bunch going on. I wish it was a more exciting reading. I was just like, ooh, blah, 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 blah. But there's just so much stagnation here. But I think that it's absolutely required to reach this wisdom place. You're going to come out as a very wise person, very sage. You know, people are going to look at you and be like, wow, you went through it and now you're recovered. And now, you know, I'm coming to you for advice because you understand, you understood the lay of the land. Thank you guys for sticking through me. This has been so difficult. Anyways, now you're understanding like the lay of the land, and people are going to be coming to you and, you know, asking you and seeking counsel from you. But it's slow moving for now. I think December is going to be kind of a quiet month for you guys. But it's going to set you up for a beautiful next year is really what I'm getting with this powerful change and this Wheel of Fortune. So it could happen this month. Don't get me wrong. Things could happen this month, but there's a stillness that's going along in December. That's pretty much a pretty solid theme for you guys, for you fire signs. All right. So thank you so much, Leos, for bearing with me through that. Oh my gosh, I haven't tripped over my words like that in so long. But Mercury is definitely in retrograde. All right. So just be mindful of that, especially if you're trying to make money moves, especially if you're trying to make things move and shake and groove. It's harder to do during a retrograde. It's better to just lay low again, wait for things to happen, wait to see where how everything plays out, and then start making your moves once we come out of this retrograde. All right, guys? So peace until next time. Bye.